Hey now y'all, Chiefs Rays Bolts here. I wanted to reveal my NHL bracket to you guys. I did not originally post this when I first made it because the Lightning were such a good team this year and I legitimately thought they were gonna go all the way. Maybe a little biased there. But I didn't want to jinx it, so that's why I didn't want to show my own team winning for the bracket, you know what I mean? So the only reason I didn't post it was because I didn't want to jinx it. But now that we are out of the playoffs, I will now reveal to you my bracket of what I thought would happen. But first, I do want to take a look at the number one overall leader in the public NHL bracket. Let's take a look. So this guy had Tampa Bay and New Jersey completely correct. He had Boston and Toronto completely correct. He had the Capitals and Blue Jackets completely correct. And the Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers completely correct. Wow. Over here he had this one wrong. I think this is where a lot of people struggled, is this series right here. But still, he predicted the correct winner, just not in the right amount of games. He somehow, someway predicted the sweep of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, sweeping the Kings. Yeah, that's crazy. 5 game, yeah, he got this one on spot, and then this one was off by 1 game. So he's got every one right so far. So now we go to the second round of the Eastern Conference Final. He got the Lightning beating the Bruins. He had the Capitals beating the Penguins. Wow. And then Vegas beating San Jose and Washington beating Nashville, leading up to the conference finals. What do you know? Both sides, Eastern and Western, are correct. It's incredible. And the Vegas is going to win the championship. I think that's been established. So I think this guy ends up finishing first on the overall worldwide leaderboard standings. So here's where he messed up, though. 6 goals scored throughout the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, in the first game, there were already more than 6, so that's where you're wrong. Anyway, here's what you came for. My bracket, I am tied with hundreds of people up at 161, so I'm just not 161. I'm tied with hundreds of people at 161. So my bracket is not significant in any way, shape, or form. Let's start it off. Here you go. Here is my bracket. Now, I think what busted a lot of people's brackets this year was there weren't really any upsets. You know what I mean? Like, usually there are 1, 2, maybe sometimes 3 upsets in the first or second round. There really weren't any upsets this year, if you think about it. Other than Anaheim getting swept to San Jose, that's pretty much the only upset in there. There was only one toss-up, that was Toronto-Boston, but legit, there was only one upset this year, and that's what busted a lot of people's brackets, including mine. I had Philadelphia beating Pittsburgh as my upset, because sometimes you have to strategize, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you have to predict, okay, what team's going to get upset. So I predicted that Philadelphia would upset Pittsburgh. Clearly it didn't happen. Here's another thing I got way off. I had Anaheim going to the conference final. Yikes. Okay, I had Vegas going out in 7. Now, let me explain why. The playoffs have been going on for about 2 months now, as you guys know, and if you guys remember, Vegas was struggling going into the playoffs. They were going through this stretch where they were losing a lot of games. So, I mean, they had already had a playoff spot locked up and everything. And they were just going through a slump towards the end of the season heading into the playoffs. And I did not think that they would be able to beat the Kings, who were doing decent at the time. So, yeah, and this is probably their biggest rival. Kings are probably the Knights' biggest rival in the NHL so far in their existence. So, I thought, hey, this could be like a Boston-Toronto and go to 7. I have the Kings winning. And Jonathan Quick played like a god in that series. Let's just put that out there right now. And I think one of the games, or two of the games went to overtime. Drew Doughty was suspended for one of the games. So, I mean, this series could have easily gone a lot further, you know what I mean? Let's take a look. Winnipeg, Minnesota. I got this one spot on. That was easy as hell to predict. Got this one over here spot on. I got this right amount of games right. Just the wrong winner. The Lightning were also a team that was struggling heading into the playoffs. So I had that one going to 6, but I was happy it went to 5. Yeah, and you could just get a look around. I had Tampa and Winnipeg in the final, and that was so close to being the actual final. It was so close. Maybe not Winnipeg, but for Tampa, it was really close. And yeah, I had us winning the Stanley Cup this year because I felt really good about the team. I felt like we had easily top 3 roster in the NHL, if not the best roster. And I just thought, it was our year. The whole reason I didn't make the bracket at first was because I didn't want to jinx it. But yeah, there you go. That's my bracket revealed to you guys. I'd say it's probably average. It's average. Yeah. So let me know, guys, in the comments who you had winning the Stanley Cup in your bracket. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later. Peace.